Welcome to Taco Bowler Gaming. My name is Taco Bowler. Today we continue our playthrough as the Union, our third playthrough in Grand Tactician Civil War. This is the beginning of the second day in the Battle of Wheeling, West Virginia. And here I have set up a defensive position in front of their line. I've brought the cannons forward. This is a risky move because I've got nothing to protect the cannons if they turn around, but I'm trying to get the cannons to kind of fire at their back. I have set up some breastworks on the line and then have some unprotected flank around that. And we'll see what the Confederates decide to do. They are set up on my left. I think I didn't necessarily put up the best line positioning, but they do kind of spread out here. But importantly, they are coming hard on my left, and they are flanking that one unit you can see there. I'm trying to avoid the reserve unit I had being flanked. And as a result of that, the main line unit wound up being flanked. And that will eventually create a problem. But for now, we're doing okay. Here, I'm trying to move my unit up, but I am too late. This unit is beginning to break up there. And there's the flashing, and then they will go. I'm glad you can't hear necessarily you can't hear the first time through audio because there may have been some choice words at some of these units on my left. We have the left continues to be a problem in this battle. As the Confederates, to the credit, the Confederates are putting several units, 4 or 5 units there. I'm noticing one that's trying to break right here. They will eventually break despite my best efforts. Here I'm noticing the line is not going to get over there, so I can turn my flank a little bit up and try and create a little bit of a sense here on the Confederate left and try and break the Confederate left whilst my left continues to falter. As you can see now, that unit, I do not understand this. They are, perfectly fine. They're not flanked. They're under green coverage. I do not get it, but they break. I mean, maybe because that one unit was nearby them breaking, but now my left is completely broken. I've got 2 flanked units there in the center. We got problems. So now I'm going to be rash with my cannons and bring them forward. Again, I'm trying to put some cannon fire into the rear of these units, try and get the Confederacy to start to break too. But here we finally get the Confederate left begins to break. So again, I'm getting rash. I'm getting out from behind these fortifications because I'm trying to get over there because now my entire left is now broken. And what I'm afraid of is that if your morale gets too low, which right now mine's at 38, theirs is at 30, but if your morale gets too low, the game just forces you to retreat. And what I'm afraid of is, despite the fact that we have a minor victory at that level already, if the morale gets too low, the game will force you to retreat, and I'm worried about losing a battle that I have won in that way. But now the entire Confederate left is broken, so now we're going to try and push forward as fast as we can, but that unit right there is flanked by artillery, and it will also wind up breaking. Here's a cavalry charge into another unit that we have issues with. See, this unit just gets too far up, and they wind up breaking. But we are, just kind of figure out who's going to be there, and who's gonna break more, and who's going to be forced to retreat from the battlefield. And I'm just hoping that we can hold, because this should have been a much better defensive position than it was. The Confederates just managed to break that left and get it there. But there goes the cavalry. So now we can bring this unit around. We're not going to bring them up to where they can be flanked by that artillery again. We're just trying to pull back and try and form some kind of line as we're wavering again right there. But we can see that they are starting to retreat. It looks like they're starting to retreat, and they indeed are. So now they're retreating right past our cannons. We're just hoping to cause the cannons to fire on these units a little bit quickly here. All that's left is some Confederate batteries, and we're going to try and fire on them with the cannons. And we're not going to mess with very much of trying to move any more of our units for fear that we could still wind up being forced to retreat because we are that close. But we finally win. Casualties about even, yet it considers it a major victory for some reason. And I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay. Glorious victory at Wheeling. Somehow that was considered a major victory in spite of the casualties being relatively similar between us. Not quite sure how that victory was achieved. Definitely shouldn't have been. But we got it. I'm also not sure why my left broke like it did. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit concerned by it, honestly. But we'll figure this out. We gotta figure it out. We can figure it out. Okay. This is all just market reform. We literally don't have a market, so that's literally nothing good for us. Get back to Pittsburgh. Okay, Department of the Ohio, better readiness. Alright, so the Cumberland Gap is there, so I think what we want to do is start trying to take that. I know the Western Army is a thing, but for now, yeah, let's go up the river. Let's try and take them, and then we can run back to Nashville, I think. The Army of the West and Department of the West provisions, I think they're going up, though, as the supplies are there, I hope. Ah, here we go. Weapon production. Increases weapon production efficiency, subsidize industry, increases industrial productivity, and this will increase the transport capacity. Well, what I care about is weapon production. Ah, we can build a plains rifle. I think we decided that we weren't going to build that, though. Running an order, 104 days. Running an order, 11.6 days. We have 6.3 thousand pieces in our army anyway. They got a Springfield musket, and now they have a Springfield rifle musket. Now they have a Springfield rifle musket. And they still have Springfield muskets. Okay. Good. Alright, so do I head in here to try and take Winchester? The Army of the Shenandoah will be there. Alright, well, the home squadron. Flying Flotilla, ready to go. How's the Gulf Blockading Squadron? They're ready to go. The blockade. Lots of forts down here. I'm gonna actually have them blockade there. They're not ready yet. They're not ready yet. Okay. There is no army there anymore. Bragg is withdrawing. Tell me where they're withdrawing to? I'm losing them. Ah, they're down here now. That's good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and build a supply depot. Right there. That'll be good. Move is a lot stronger. I think we'll just leave that there. We only have 33,000 available. We're still working on that Militia Act 2. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bring the home squadron down here. We're trying to attack this fort. So we want to get the home squadron some practice. We're issuing bonds. That's the first time in a while. Alright, well... are we building any railroad currently? I don't think we are. We are not currently. There's one city we don't own on the Cumberland Gap. Oh, we have low readiness. Okay. Oh, hey, we have our thing here. Nice. Okay, we have another army here. I don't know how this is going to go. But they are coming down the river. Let's find out. Where is this engagement? Okay. I think I can win this because we are in Union territory, so we should get the morale bonus. So I think I can win this. We'll see how this goes.
Okay, so we finally have a battle that's not the Battle of Wheeling. This is the Battle of Bowling Green. We have the Army of Indiana going off, if I remember correctly, pretty even numbers, but in Kentucky, in Union territory, I'm hoping that morale will benefit us, and also we're close enough that I'm hopeful that we can get a defensive position. So I'm going to go ahead and just move the army directly over there, and I hope we get there in time, although now I'm kind of sad that I hadn't detached the artillery, as I'm now having to division by division set this up, and we're going to have that problem a little bit later, as actually one of my divisions of infantry is actually set up on the other side of the forked river there, from where I'm expecting the battle to happen, which is the road side. And so that would be a problem if they've got to cross a bridge to get over to the battle. So I do manage to get that fixed, but just barely in time. As the Confederates are quick again with just getting over there. I don't know if the Confederates are faster in this patch, or the enemy, I should say the AI, are faster in this patch, or if the cavalry are just that good. Because this is just cavalry for quite some time, so it might just be the cavalry are just that fast. As the rest of the army tries to get over here, and we're just going to quickly try and bring that division over and then set up the rest of the divisions around there. We don't quite get set up before the rest of everything shows up, but we get close enough. And here I have no clue what to do with my cannons. The Confederates are moving, and they're moving fast against our setting up line. As we're trying to set up along a fence line, you can see there's a railroad which provides some cover, but then there is a fence line here. Now this unit over here is flanked. Story of my life. Unit is flanked. I'm trying to get them to fall back, but now they're falling back under fire, and that creates a problem as well. And so we will wind up losing our right here quickly. But you'll notice there's not much to the Confederate position against our left. So not a huge deal. And also we are flanking one of their units pretty heavily there. So now I'm just trying to move things up to get in position to fire on various positions. There goes a Confederate unit. And so that's, good. But here, that unit turning around, I think that's just the training. If I remember correctly, some of those maneuvers that are really weird are just training. But now he's in a really bad spot. He's double flanked. He's got some big problems, and he's got no one around him because this unit has decided it can just sit here, strangely turned, and not do anything. So I recognize we've got a big problem there. So I'm going to move my reserve over to the right and try and make that function. And here I've got an entire division also on my left that's just sitting here with no one attacking it. So eventually you'll have to deal with that for sure. Now they did manage to get out there and be deployed, but not well. So here we're going to try and move these units to create some kind of line that will work. And here now I'm starting to move my left more aggressively to try and flank their right and try to increase the battle position. And again, I have no clue what to do with the cannons, in part because the battle's happening. The cannons have to get in position, but where are they going to go in this spot? They have to get somewhere where they can fire. So I just decided to put them over here on the right in case it breaks. there'll at least be some cannons over there. But not really sure where to go with it. It appears to be an infantry battle. And now we've broken enough of the Confederate left over here against the river that we can make some of those movements without too much hassle. And we now have flanked that division there, so it feels like an only a matter of time type deal, but we can't get the other flank going because they do have enough divisions in their center, or brigades in their center, to hold something. So we got to figure out what we're doing with that. But there, that division goes. That lets us turn some flanks and create 2 battle lines. And then we've got another division retreating there on our left, which will allow us to extend the flank and kind of almost encircle them, or at least 3-pronged of the encirclement beginning, which I think is very beneficial. Feels like things are starting to break over there significantly. And at this point, I kind of feel like I have the battle won. It's just a matter of executing, trying to make sure to keep our flanks somewhat secure whilst we're also trying to flank them. And so we're going to start to pull toward that. And there goes that retreating unit. It is, retreating to my rear, but usually they don't reform or anything, so that's beneficial. But maybe maybe they can be captured or something. I don't know. But right now I don't have the men to spare for that. We're going to have to deal with that. We don't have a large outnumbering. And here it looks like they're going to try and engage us in melee, but by the time I get over there to try and help something, that melee is complete. And here I'm just trying to flank that unit on my right against the river and get rid of it so we can start to push back toward that artillery. There goes that unit. And now it looks like there's a more... They're completely falling apart, and there should be a more genuine and thorough retreating that begins to happen. And indeed, that is what happens now. What I will eventually be doing here is going after as many of these cannons as I can. And I actually managed to capture quite a few of the guns, which is very, very good for me. Almost every division that remains of infantry will have a detachment sent out to capture one of these cannons, which is great for my war effort. And so we begin to get these things. So you see, like, we've got 3 there, and so each brigade has to go get a new one. I think it may be possible that some of the larger brigades could pick up 2. Just you had to direct the one that's got 1 to go get another one or something like that. But right now I just have it set up to capture them there. And so there, I'm trying to figure out why we can't capture those, because they've already got detachments that are sent elsewhere. But you can, and you can. And so we're trying to chase them down. This one's the only one that has guns left. And I don't think we managed to get that one in time. But yeah, great battle. Pretty solid casualties. We'll read those off at the beginning as we get to the next one. But I was a little scared there that we were going to lose it there. Yeah, about 2-1. A little scared we were going to lose it right, but we managed to work it out.
Victory at Bowling Green. We were able to do it. There was a brief time where I thought it wasn't going to work. We were going to have a repeat of the last one, but it did work here. So 2,100 casualties on their side, 1,000 on my side, but lots of paroled men here. So, and then the Army of Indiana should be headed back to Nashville. Go. Alright. You are now able to walk down here. Please do. Let's check out the east. What is going on here? Okay, here we go. We're going to try and cross the river to avoid the Army of the Potomac being able to reinforce. We'll see. Okay, here we go. And the Army of the Potomac can engage. But Pennsylvania is ready. That will even the numbers. No. Okay. Hopefully that will work. Okay, do I have the Cumberland? I do. Build Cumberland Gap. So, my question now is whether we guard the Cumberland Gap or whether Nashville is more important. I think Nashville is more important at the moment. At the moment. So... 15 days. Hey, we got a weapons delivery. They're not even able to build. Springfield rifle muskets. Quality. Quality. Upgrade. Oh well. So now the standardization's at 16. So we have a lot better stuff. We're gonna order 10,000 pieces in 112 days. So that'll be much better. Frankly, this gun is actually better than the Springfield rifle. The Mississippi rifle is. That's a lot better. But 92 days before that comes about. Alright, let's watch this come down. See how things are going over here. We're at a 50% chance of victory. That's not nothing. Alright, they have joined the fight. So, as we look at the fight now, it is now actually only the Army of the Shenandoah. Right? 2 Federal Corps versus only the Army of the Shenandoah. I like this now. We're going to go ahead and assault it because the Army of the Potomac can always rejoin at some point. So I'll see you on the battlefield.
Okay, so this battle is a little bit interesting. This is actually being played at 3 times speed because this is the first battle I have ever had where neither side will take a casualty. We outnumber them significantly, and so here I will be trying to kind of pincer them in because it's set up that way already. So we're just going to move, slowly, move each side closer, expecting there to be some sort of defensive line that gets set up along the victory point until I'm notified that nope, they've just retreated from the battlefield. So this is a battle with no casualties on the other side, but you can kind of see some of the maneuvering that I've tried to do that would have been good to take down a defensive line if it did get set up, and would have been major casualties. So again, kudos to the AI being a little bit smarter about when to fight and when not to fight. But I've been Taco Baller Gaming. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and will enjoy watching me maneuver these armies through. If you have, please do like, comment, and subscribe down below. All that stuff does truly help out. And we'll get through this fight. And eventually, what I'll do is put the cannons together along the ridge and try and create, one massive army with all of the infantry, but that's not something that I wind up doing until I've kind of secured that spot. So there we go. And that would have created a very large army, but now the enemy is retreating. So I will see you next time. 0-0, a minor victory.